Well, when you look at your safety group, what do you see? Because tell me what you see when you see your safety.
I see a bunch of guys right now fighting to earn a spot. It's a young group, as you all know. That's you know, some of them have been here for, I think the oldest one I think in the room is Ed Reynolds as far as time in the league, and so it's a bunch of young guys hungry to show that they belong and earn a role in the defense. And so far to this point, they've all bought into that to a man and have worked really hard at it.
What has Pepper shown you, and what does he need to show you?
You know, we saw what we saw on film from him. You know, all the people said, can he play in space and do some of those things? The things that we saw was the hardest thing, in my opinion, is to do in space is to catch punts. And so that guy tracks balls in space as good as anybody we've seen. Now, he hasn't had that day-to-day practice conditioning because of how they were forced to use him last year because of some injury things at Michigan. And, you know, so just getting him back into some of those things, tracking balls and angles in big space, but he's come into that, you know, it's just natural for him, so it doesn't take as long. Now, does he have as much time on task at doing that as some of the others? Not yet, but he's working towards it.
How do you account for one interception?
If you look at where they played him in the front, and a lot of times he was in the pressure or in an underneath zone, he wasn't like from a safety position. Safeties generally have more interceptions because they're on top of coverage, can see down to the ball and take tracks to the ball. The ball's in the air longer. And so, you know, the short period of time he played there on the defensive side of the ball was a lot of stuff around the box and a lot of stuff in the pressure schemes, which he's very, very good at as well. So, you know, looking at it, you know, I'm not going to speak for them, but from their standpoint, he has the ability to affect the ball in a very positive way, and they just got him closer to it and used him in those ways.
How about Calvin Pryor? What do you see with him?
Yeah, he got here last week, and in fairness to him, right now, you know, the rest of those guys in the room are 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks ahead of him in the scheme part of it. You saw him come out here today and really start to get in, and yesterday start to get some team reps, and did a really nice job. His second play in today, he had an interception. And so, you know, is that a sign of things to come? We hope so, but he's a guy that's had some opportunities in this league, and you can, you know, write your own script on how you think that went. But we're excited he's here, and he's jumped into the culture of the room right now, and he's a young guy as well, and is working and getting ready to go.
What's been the biggest challenge for you in your room here in this offseason?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't say there's been a huge challenge. The nice thing about the culture of defense that we play in is that there's no real gray area. And as you guys know in life, when you don't have gray area in life, things become black and white, right? I'm either right or I'm wrong. And so really we haven't had a lot of issues or a lot of things where guys just didn't understand. It was either this or it was that. And the group as a whole have bought into that.
When will Peppers be caught up to a guy who did play a more traditional safety position his whole college career? Will it be by the start of this season? You
know, that's a hard question to answer because everybody's a little bit different. I'm not sure he's that far away right now. You know, we brought him here to play safety. He can just do so many things. He naturally, like we talked about before, has the ability to track things in space. It's just a little bit different on a thrown ball than a punted ball, but he's shown some things out here in some spurts during OTAs and in the mini camps and the rookie mini camps that shows the reason why he's here.
A lot of people talked about how Greg Williams might use him in his defense and the skills that Jabril has to that. What is it that might be unique about him that can make him be a different, special kind of safety?
You know, I would think it's those things that we talked about a little bit before, the things that Michigan saw in him as well. Greg is the best I've ever been around, and one of the big reasons I'm here is because of him and the way he adjusts defenses around the personnel. You know, so when you talk about being a third level, second level, and first level defender, he has those inherent traits. The kid played 7 to 8 sports growing up. And so the spatial awareness that he just naturally has from doing a lot of different things growing up, you know, attributes to all the things he can do at all those different levels. So, you know, Greg will have a great plan for him as we go into the season and as he continues to grow in the scheme. But, you know, who knows? He can do a lot of things.
It seems like with him, a lot of people talk about, oh, he could be an offensive player in the NFL. Maybe like he has so many skills. Is that a good thing that he's this multifaceted guy?
Here's the thing, and for me, this is just my own opinion. He's one of the best overall football players that I saw in this year's draft. I mean, we're talking football players. Roll the ball out. What position you want me to play, coach? I'll go do it. I was just in there playing pool with him a second ago. He hadn't played pool very much. Talking to him about his what's your thought? What's your pre-snap plan here? And a little bit of coaching things. He's got some naturally inherent just ability to do. If it involves a ball in everything he's done growing up in his life, he's been good at it. Anything. I mean, you name it, from rugby to soccer to baseball to football to you just name it. That kid's excelled at everything he's ever done. He's just one of those that has naturally instinctive ability to just understand space and movement.
And so I'm trying to phrase this the right
Yeah.
way. I think you'll know what I'm saying. So a guy like that who's good at everything, now here he is as a professional in a specialized role. You're not asking him to play 10 sports
No.
in 10 different positions. We know he's going to help
Yep.
in special teams, but he's going to be a safety for you guys. Is there any challenge in turning all that focused on one thing that's make you a great NFL safety?
Yeah, exactly. I think the less things you have to do, the more you can concentrate on the things you get to do. And so for him, as we look at going forward with him, we're going to give as much as he can handle early on, and we'll see where it grows to from there.
But it is,
Yeah.
you know, we
Yeah.
get all excited about guys like
Yeah.
see guys. He's a great college player. I mean,
Yeah. As you
We're
know,
talking
you're asking
rare
me
stuff.
you're asking me some questions, and there's some specific answers to that, but right now I don't know where that's going to grow to, and,
Yeah.
and none of us do. So
but there's
just
rare skills in
There-
somewhere. It's not.
that's the reason he's here, and the way we drafted him, and we're excited to. I'm excited to get an opportunity to work with all these young men, but him in particular for some of the things we've seen him do.
What about a guy like Derek Kindred?
Mm-hmm.
Showed a lot of promise last year before he got hurt toward the later
Yeah.
half of the season. What have you seen from him?
I like the suddenness of him and just the ability to see change of direction. He's got some just natural savvy to him. He's tough, and he can be rugged at times, and he can slip blocks, and I like him a lot. And he's had a really good OTAs and minicamp here, and it's continued to grow. He's just a football player. He can do some different things, and you'll see. If you've watched practice the last couple of days, we've had him doing some different things, and I like where he's at right now, and I like where he's going for sure.